awesome. Let's try this. So here we have the two of you, two entrepreneurs, two thought leaders, two people who believe in empowering young people. Um, I'm going to ask this question a certain kind of way. The ministries that um, Evie just mentioned, education, Ministry of Business, Health, Housing. Whether it's the minister listening to this, or may eventually listen, or you know, members of those particular ministries, if you had their ear, what would you like to say right now? Well, ideas you believe that can that should lead to action.
Okay. Could we have the Ministry of the Presidency, especially the department that deals with youth development,
Well, certainly.
and the Ministry of Youth Culture and Sports?
So hold on a
The
second.
first thing
So
that I would say to all of them, let us take a pause. I think we should stop spending money on all the different projects and programs because we can see our youths are not going anywhere. Anything isn't happening. And let us sit down and let us be realistic about the situation and make sure whatever pilot project, as Evie's saying, we're going to run, it's going to be a benefit for everyone. And if we want to promote it, we want to encourage entrepreneurship, the first thing as leaders, as government, they need to do is to have some sort of grant available for these startup companies. Something to give them that start. And I'm not saying you give everybody a grant, because it's not everybody is going to come with the right attitude, the right mindset, the right focus, the right spirit to get things done. But you let them apply and then you suss out who's ready and who's not. Who's not ready doesn't mean you're going to give up on them, but maybe we could implement training. We have persons who are successful entrepreneurs to train them, because being an entrepreneur is very challenging and there are many things. You have to be a well-rounded individual to survive. So that is what I would say to them. Let us stop spending our money saying we're paying on this project and we're doing that and we're doing that and we're doing that. And at the end of the year, the youths there are still frustrated. So what really are we doing? And that's the youths that are not entrepreneurs, that are looking for a job, and the youths that are entrepreneurs are more frustrated. So I would tell them, let us sit down and figure out a realistic approach to this situation. Let us run a pilot, maybe for a year, 6 months, whatever, and see the progress we will get. And then we'll know where to go from there.
Let's be specific. What kind of pilot?
So for me, right, because my focus is on youth development, and of course self-growth and all these things with these youths and employment and job and all of that. My pilot would be like a skill, like upskilling our youths so that they can be more marketable. And I would suggest for entrepreneurs, more training and possibly a grant for those who are very serious. Because entrepreneurs need guidance. For myself, if I did not have the mentor that I have in my life, in my business, so to speak, as my business mentor, I think I would not have been in business anymore because of the challenges you go through, especially when you're now starting out there. But he has helped me from day one. And he kept encouraging me, and not only him, but so many other persons. So yeah, you need that.
And you, Evie?
Okay. Oh.
Markets are shrinking in Guyana. Even if you open a business, there's likely 10 other businesses that are before you that already have a huge market share. And then you're fighting for whatever is left, or fighting for people's customers. I think it has created a bad business climate where you don't trust people or you don't like people. And because of that, there needs to be initiatives that see our young people gain employment outside of Guyana. Being here, but being able to do work outside of Guyana. And I mean, I'm not being biased in any way because we're pushing digital, but it's a fact. We have a small population. There's only so many people, and then even further than that, so many people with the disposable income to buy into a lot of the industries that are here, because we're not strong in the manufacturing, agriculture, and those kind of things. A lot of businesses that are standing firm are import businesses, tech businesses, commodities. So I remember this because I mentioned before that I used to work at a missions organization. One of the greatest impacts they made is when they not stop, but they reduce the amount of missionaries coming to the Caribbean and refocus on the amount of missionaries they sent from the Caribbean. And the impact that Caribbean people and Guyanese people can have with there are still a lot of us with good work ethic. They say the way we speak, our hospitality. I feel like we can make a mark on the world, and that we should no longer be confined by our geography, but we should be exporting our talents, but not our people. That our income is still staying here, is still circling in this economy, but markets are open for us anywhere in the world. And this calls for a lot of evolution in things like our post system, because delivering our items out of Guyana is a huge problem. It calls for the banking system to come up to date with what's available for making payments and receiving payments. I know we're still waiting on a lot of legislation and money, but it's businesses, overseas businesses and the big players, they want to see potential in the countries. And they're not willing to come and spend money here unless they see that they can make money. And we've got to, or the people in charge of our country have got to look at it that way, that if we cannot have employment here for our people, let's not lose our people, but let's open up channels for employment elsewhere.
So banking is definitely one of the pillars.
Banking, like I said, the post office system. I work with a lot of people that do crafts and things like that, and people are so willing to buy, but the craft item costs $10 US until deliver it costs $100 US. So our people are losing markets that way.
And for young people who are, Filisha talked about so many young graduates who suffer from a very limited job market. For those who are listening to this show or might listen to it at a later date and are wondering what can they do if there's limited job in or traditional jobs in Guyana, what are some things they can do, Evie? I know you're in the digital market. What can they expect or aspire to?
The internet has opened a world of possibilities. Like I said, we provided a platform for training in not only social media marketing and management, but building websites, for building apps. What we've also done is that if you do the training, we will market you through our sites. But there are a lot of sites online where you could actually just go and sign up and start providing your services for people. In terms of export, if you have a family or a friend in like Miami or New York, and you can send some of your product over, and then when you receive your orders, ask them to deliver it out for you. There are ways of getting around it. I don't want anyone to feel like it's helpless and they can't do this. And so you can reach out to us on our Facebook pages. I have a professional page. Filisha has too.
What is it, Evie?
You can reach out to us on Facebook and just tell us what you need help with.
No, what is the name of it? What is the name of your page?
Oh, Evie Kanhai Gurchuran. I have a professional page. So you can look for me there. Filisha's business is...
Oh, so mine is sure gig, but my professional page is up to Mr. Candice for many reasons. I will change on Mr. Collins. But
wait, hold on a second. You said that very fast. Did I say anything?
Slow down for you. Optimistic Candice.
I want to add something, Mr. Collins. As it relates to our graduates, even if they're to use one of these platforms like Upwork or Fiverr, they will need to know certain
Filisha, can you lean a little bit to your left? Could you lean to your right? Good.
So I'm saying, even if they're to utilize some of the platforms where they can make money online, like Fiverr or Upwork,
Yeah.
they will need to have certain skills. Now, some of these kids can't even type a business letter. They do not even know how to formulate a spreadsheet. Now, the clients, the international clients, they do not care about your degree. What they want to know is what skill set you have. What can you do? All right. So I think what I would ask, especially our private industries, is to give these graduates a chance. I understand as a business owner the risk factor and the amount of investment that goes into taking someone who's not experienced or who doesn't have the skill set. But once you see that they're willing to learn and they come with that passion and that drive and that desire, help them by giving them the opportunity to learn some skills. Because they may have their degree, but they don't know to do anything. And that's the actual truth of it. Because sometimes we get CVs and they don't even know the difference between a CV and a resume, but we won't go there. And when you won't believe they're from the university. I also think that the university really needs to do better as it relates to preparing graduates for the world of work. Not all of them are like that, but a very alarming percentage.
So there should be a course? There should be a preparation course, you were saying?
Yes, they need to prepare these kids. They need to prepare them, and if they can work on doing attachment. So if you're going to UG for 4 years, if you can do a 2-year attachment, maybe part-time or something, because it will give them the opportunity, everything they're learning in lectures, to actually practice it on the job, whereby they'll get the skills. So if they come and I say, okay, so I need a spreadsheet done, or I need a PowerPoint presentation done, or whatever, they're able to do it. If I said do a business proposal, a lot of these kids can't do business proposal. They're like, oh, it's a mess. It's so much, right? But the truth of the matter, as Evie said, there is help there. They need the help. Help is there for them. But I think the leaders, they can do more to get these graduates and these CXC students ready for the world of work. And like, based on what Evie's saying, that is one of the things why we spoke about upskilling and our job readiness. Our 2-year initiative deals with that. It's getting our people ready for the international market. Because one of the jobs or the gigs, because we call it gigs, that is in high demand, is social media management. They live on the internet, they can do that. They're always on Facebook, and you get paid a lot of money, all right? So there's opportunity there. And as she said, and I believe that, if it's not here, then we need to export them. We need to export the talent internationally. So our people, they can earn, and thus they'll become a little bit more comfortable and ease the frustration.
I have asked early today, how can the private sector help? How can the government help? But then there's a third agency, there is the diaspora. From your experiences, how do you think the diaspora can be more helpful?
You know, that entrepreneur brain in me is already running, because if I have the website platform and she's got the job market, then we're going to open Guyana Diaspora.com tonight.
Hold a second.
Out the diaspora. We're going to put at least 100 people on there that can handle your social media management, your website, your app building, and we better see some jobs.
Of course. And the good thing, we provide the management.
Wait, Filisha, wait a second. Are you saying that I just sort of bringing these two chairs together?
Talk about your commission later.
Right? No, I'm not talking about my commission. I don't care about commission. Well, maybe I do, but bringing these two chairs together, you were telling me that I inspired this concept here,
Yes,
Evie?
you did, bringing us together. We started thinking, okay, we could collaborate and we could actually create that platform whereby we source our talents, we train our people, we help them, and we market them, and you get work for them, all right, so that they can earn. It's just like Fiverr and Upwork.
I like this. I like what I'm hearing. I really like what I'm hearing.
As it relates to the diaspora, Mr. Collins.
Yes.
I know for a fact, because I lived in the Bahamas for a year, and working there, it opened your eye to so many things, and you get so much experience. They have been in an international environment. They see how things are done. Come back and train and help our people. Teach them what they don't know. Teach them about in terms of how to deal with clients and all these things. If you want to contribute, whatever skills you were able to acquire, whatever knowledge you were able to acquire, come back home, collaborate with entrepreneurs like us, and let us do something to help upgrade our people. there's no point in us beating them and saying, oh, they can't do this and they can't do that. It's like people are saying, oh, these young people, these young people. It is our responsibility to mold them and help them to get to where they need to go. Because somebody did it for me, so we can do it for them.
I totally agree. But you know, there are certain yeah, go ahead.
Right. Teaching is one thing, but then there's nobody holding them accountable to keeping the standard. We need more associations. We need more bodies that promote excellence by way of rewarding and awarding, so that when you're taught something, it becomes a way of life that you keep that consciousness of good customer service or good business ethics, because you know at the end of the day you're being rewarded for it, and that this is now your life's calling to be excellent at what you do.
Exactly.
The other day I was in Guyana, and I had a conversation with a minister. She was telling me about the problem with capacity, but which is a real problem. I've heard this from other sources. But here you are, Felicia, being in contact with people, young people that have certain skill sets. How do you? So there seemed to be a gap between those that need the capacity and the pool. How do you bridge? What is missing? How do you bridge that gap? How do you make the connection so that you can provide these institutions or agencies with the capacity that they need or the skills that they need?
Okay, so when we launched our job readiness campaign in Bartica, we were fortunate to have the Ministry of Youth, Culture and Sport collaborate with us on that, education department to be exact. And then We Own Space, who deals a lot with development and all that also. After going on the ground, we came back to them and we basically gave them the feedback. We were saying, so this is what's happening. Because Bartica, for years, they've focused and paid a lot of attention to their gold and mining. They never took the time out to think that they need to have an education, they need to acquire certain skills. So now, because the gold and the mining isn't as it was before, they're hungry for what else? They need help. So he's saying, not just Bartic, but the entire Ghana, let's upskill these youths. So I went to the department, I think it's the advisor and youth, Mr. Norton, amazing man. And of course, I told him, so this is what we need to do. I pitched, of course, our proposal to him in terms of upskilling our people, teaching them certain things like social media management, basic things, right? We're still in discussion to get that bit of the project off. Other than that, what we're trying to do for 2018, because we had a session with some youths and they're in a bad state. So we want to try to see, let me tell you, to get persons into trade schools where they can learn trade, to see who we can get to go back to do CXC. We sometimes from time to time, we reach like highly skilled professionals and we're able to place them. We recently were able to place someone where basically we submitted their CV and all of that. And they're going to get an opportunity to work with the ExxonMobil people through the back-end recruitment that they have there and so forth. So once they come to us with all these skills, we see how best we can place them. We even look internationally. There's how far we go, Mr. Collins, to see if we could send you to Trinidad or if we can send you.
And by we, you mean Sure Gig?
My team, yes.
Yes.
Excuse me when I say we, I always include my team because it's not a Filisha effort.
No. I know. I just want listeners to realize.
Yes. So it's Sure Gig and it's We Own Space that they're our collaborating partner on this particular drive as it relates to getting our people upscale, getting, pushing for self-development and marketing them in various industries, even in technology and all of that. So they're like our brother and this. So we're trying to get others on board that can come, other entrepreneurs, other companies that can come on board because it's a collective effort. And I think if we all can work together, then we will be able to provide some better solution. So, persons like it can be a little bit better.
Okay.
Restoring hope. I say restoring hope because people are losing hope. They're like, there's nothing here. I want to move out. Everybody wants a visa. But there are things here. You just got to know how to tap into it.
So we're gonna close just a moment from now. So you believe there is hope. You have hope
Yes,
in Guyana,
there is
and you too,
hope.
Evie.
Yes,
Of course, we wouldn't be making
the
the
sacrifice.
magnitude of
Yeah.
investment and the sacrifice if we didn't believe it. And for me, even listening to Jubilante today, you of course didn't see, but we were like cheerleading on the
Yeah, we were
side,
like,
and we were like
Oh,
excited to hear her
she's
talk.
phenomenal. She's phenomenal.
Yes,
She is
yeah,
phenomenal.
and that's a passion that keeps, that makes us want to. They just have to pick up the phone and say, Evie, we got this. I'm like, I bet, because what are capable of, and they need so much encouragement.
they need the encouragement.
It's just amazing. Anybody calls us, we're like, yeah, we did. We were like,
Yeah,
just give us some free food or something, But we need more people. Like Felicia said, people did it for us,
Mhm.
and I feel like it's almost disrespectful not
To
to
not
be
give
doing
back.
it for the generation. And there are a lot of businesses who have become hardened, and when I first got into business, I didn't understand why. But then when you have to deal with things as an entrepreneur, like people not paying you, and third parties making promises, and customers coming down really hard on you, abusing you, you kind of harden your heart, and you kind of block out the world. Because you feel like that's the only way to survive. And I always told myself that I never want to become like that. But I actually did go into a bit of depression when I felt like business, like it wasn't going the way I wanted it to be going. And I had to take a lot of responsibility for what was happening in my business. But I say all that to say that people need help, and being an entrepreneur is sometimes a very lonely place, because when people ask you how business going, you either got to blame the government or say, oh, good, because you can't open up and let the floodgates open. And when I barely met my rent this month, I had to not buy groceries because I had to pay my employees. We don't get that level of honesty from entrepreneurs, because people look at us expecting us to fail.
yeah.
And that's because it goes back to the point, our markets here are so small.
Yeah.
You're either making it or you're fighting for somebody else's customer to make.
So sometimes the government gets blamed. Sometimes the government gets blamed as a diversion from
The
the truth.
government's gonna blame Mr. Collins. The government is being blamed for everything, even when they don't know what they're getting blamed for. But as individuals, we have to make the right decision, as she's saying. And I think if we do work together, people look at business too much like, I want to make more money than you, as opposed to let's help each other. We're all going to make money. There's room for all of us. But let us work together.
I learned something from Roche, Dr. Roche Khan, and I think it was Denon who coined the phrase that it was Denon, when Denon was on last week. He was saying that we are not competitors, we are contributors, and that's a powerful shift in mindset, in thinking, just changing that vocabulary, changing that word from competitor to contributor. And I think what that does is open the door to invite other participants, because working together, even though you're working for the same market share, you're putting your collective minds together, and creative thoughts together. You can come up with ideas. You could come up with things that are outside of the box, as Evie was saying earlier. Is that you don't always have to go the normal route. That you graduate, and you go on a career path, and this is what you do: get a 9 to 5, or well, guys in Guyana is 8 to 4. But you can think outside the box. You have the internet. You have internet connection, and cyberspace has a lot of opportunity. Talking about internet, and we have to give credit to Guyana. This evening we had this show, and no disconnect with the Wi-Fi. What is going on?
Actually, the credit should go to Miguel, who actually bridged several connections to give us a stream.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I have
did all that with no electricity.
I have to what? Wow! I have to talk to this guy, Miguel.
We're on so many backup systems right now.
So hold on. Let our audience understand what's happening here this afternoon. There's a power outage, right?
Yes.
So there's a generator, right?
There's a generator. If that generator fails us, he's put in place a battery system backup, so we'll still keep going.
Who is this guy? So he has redundancy upon redundancy.
Oh yes.
A young Guyanese, and then there are people saying that are not realizing the amount of talent and skills that we have in that particular population. Wow.
So we actually have more than one internet connection that I don't know what he does. Forgive me if I say something and it sounds totally wrong, but he has all this cool equipment with shiny lights.
No, your light is incredible.
It kind of pulled all the connections together, and I'm probably embarrassing him right now. But he's we've got some really great. Oh, we saw that coming up with DevX. There was a digital exhibition DevX recently. And it's just phenomenal what people are doing. And I even said in the opening night that if we were given these opportunities, when we were up and coming as young entrepreneurs, we would have been ruling the world by now. And I encouraged him. I said, take every opportunity now, because 10 years from now, you're going to be the leaders, not only in the industry, but for what's happening in Guyana. Maybe even 2 years from now, because 10 years, things are happening so much faster. So,
definitely.
On a closing note, a message to the diaspora and a message to the very young people coming up.
Okay, what I would say to the diaspora, if you can come back and contribute whatever you would have acquired over the years to your people, help our young people, help our youths, our young entrepreneurs. We know many of you've worked in various industries, so you've acquired massive skills. You can collaborate, you can make contact with any of us, you can make contact with the ministries that focus on youth, and let us see what best we can do. And we're not asking you to migrate back to Guyana, that's a choice of yours, but if you can just come back and contribute to our youths. We know it's challenging, we're here with you, we're youths also, but there's hope, there's help for you. You just have to ask for the help you need, because we don't read minds. We won't be able to come to your house and say you need help. You make contact with us, you ask us in whatever way we can help, we will. And even if we can't, we will try to think up of a way to get the help that you need. So do not lose hope, do not lose faith, you have not been forgotten. It's just a very trying time for us, but if we're to work together, I believe we'll get over this and we'll rise. It's time we go on the map. I like to say it's time we promote Guyana. People must be like, well, Guyana, we can go, we can get this, and we can get that done. It's time for us to promote Guyana on the international platform more. We're there, but it's time we really shine bright at the diamond. So we can do it, guys.
Before Evie, I just want to make a point with all fairness. There are lots of people in the diaspora that have tried, have been trying, and continue to try to get back into Guyana to offer their support and offer their skills. And some of them have dropped off because becoming disillusioned, and because they're not getting the kind of support that they need, and they're frustrated because there seem to be a communication issue between them and the agency that's supposed to help to guide them in, and so on. So it's not, people are trying, okay. And so we have to work on ways in which we can facilitate that. Recently, the University of Guyana had a diaspora conference. I didn't have a chance to attend because CWS had its anniversary weeks before that in Guyana. But there are some positive things that I understand came out of that. But anyway, I hear your point, and I hope that those who are listening and will listen to the replay are taking notes. So Evie, over to you.
Just that we appreciate things that the diaspora does, but I think it's really important to understand that we don't need handouts. We need hand-ups. We need for people to be guiding that transition from being able to be employed locally to being able to be employed elsewhere. If you're in the diaspora, your company is hiring, encourage them to say, how about we recruit from Guyana?
Yeah.
We can set up the facilities, make that investment. And I know everybody's not guilty of this, but there are a lot of people in the diaspora that come back and really give Guyanese a hard time. I own a restaurant, and people will come back and be like, "Oh, you don't do it like this chain or that chain, or like always treat us as if we're backward, as accomplished in business as I am." Sometimes it gets to me, and that does nothing for us. It does nothing for our confidence. It makes us feel like because we are here, we made some kind of wrong, bad decision in our life, and we have to pay for it until we die. No, we're here fighting just like you're fighting over there. And sometimes we don't deserve to be, none of the time do we deserve to be looked down upon. So you had a really good opportunity to grow elsewhere. Come back and encourage us to grow here. And, be encouraging in what you say, not putting us down. We're working with little compared to what industries work with elsewhere. Appreciate our growth. And again, I always say encourage. Use the language of encouragement.
I have to say thank you. Thank you so much for this conversation. It has been informative, enlightening, and thrilling. I'm excited. Thank you for your passion, Filisha and Evie. This idea of bringing you guys together at the end is just something I thought of, and it seems as though it is the beginning of something wonderful to happen. Please keep me in the loop, and let us stay in touch. But thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Good night.